Alright, this is a video recording. Welcome to the math program. Now, what we're going to do is we will be identifying some of the common heuristic questions that students have to learn how to do. So we are starting with 4. The first one is the repeated identity. Second one, remainder concept, supposition, before and after, single unchanged. So let's take a look at repeated identity. For repeated identity, what you need to do is to be able to recognize first that this is a repeated identity question. So over here we have 3 of them. So the first one, you see Sally and Betty shared some stamps in the ratio 4:5. Betty and Jane shared some stamps in the ratio 1:3. Now if the 3 girls had 216 stamps altogether, how many stamps did Jane have? So in this story there are actually 3 people. First Sally, second Betty, followed by Jane. However, there are 2 sets of ratio given as stated in blue. So first one is 4:5, second one is 1:3. Now, then you realize that in the 2 sets of ratios, Betty is being repeated. So there's Betty here and Betty here. Right? So this tells us that it is a repeated identity question. Now let's take a look at the other question. So here, Cindy has 3 times as many seeds as Fiona, Sandra has twice as many as Cindy. So once again in yellow we see that Cindy has been repeated at both, right? Then if you take a look at the third one, right, Rita is being repeated at both the scenario. So whenever you see this type of question, it's called the repeated identity. So what we're going to do now is we're going to show you how to solve questions that is repeated identity, and we shall be looking at question 1 first. So Sally and Betty shared some stamps in the ratio 4:5. So what we're going to do is to try to draw Sally and Betty, ratio 4:5. Okay, next, so we're looking at question 1 first. Betty and Jane share some stamps in the ratio 1:3. So I have Betty again, 1:3, and I'm going to put Jane over here. So, and you can see that Betty is being repeated, right, with the ratio 5 in the first set and the ratio of 1 in the second set. Now what we have to do is to make them the same. Right, what do we mean by make them the same? We gotta make sure that Betty is 5. Now, how we do this is we make sure that the second set of ratio we multiply by 5. So we end up with a 5:15. And we just bring down the 4 like this. So when we do this, what we are doing is actually to compare the ratio between Sally, Betty, and Jane. So when we do it this way, we have the ratio for Sally, Betty, and Jane, which is 4:5:15. And next, we look at some clues. There are a total of 216 stamps altogether. What this means is that if I were to add the ratio, of all of them, total should give me 216 stamps. Right? So if 4 plus 5 plus 15 is 24. 24 units should be 216. So 1 unit will be, just use your calculator, 216 divided by 24, it's 9 stamps. Now if 1 unit is 9 stamps, and let's take a look at the question again. If the 3 girls, how many stamps did Jane have? So Jane had a total of 15 units, and what we have to do is to find 15 units, which is equals to 9 times 15. Calculator again, we get 135 stamps. Right? So this is the solution for the first one. Okay, so as you can see, once again what we do is we find the person that is that is common by both, and we make sure that it is the same, right? If this is 5 here, this has to be a 5 as well, so it becomes 5 is to 15, and this total is 216 stamps. With this we can find the 1 unit, which is 9, and 15 is the one that we want to find, right? So that's the answer for the first one. Now if you look at question number 2, so Cindy has twice as many sweets as Fiona. Now let me clean away the board first. Okay. Now for the second question, so Cindy has 3 times as many as Fiona. So what we need to do is to find out the ratio, because what's the difference between the second and the first one is that the second question did not give you the ratio explicitly, right? And you have to figure it out, right? So let's look at the 3 persons again. So first one is Cindy, who has 3 times as many as Fiona. So the ratio is 3:1, right? And Sandra, number 2, Sandra has twice as many as Cindy. So if I were to put Sandra here, Sandra has twice. Now if Cindy is 3, Sandra must be 6. Right. So if the 3 girls have 240 sweets altogether, that means if I were to add up the ratio, all of that would be 240, and the ratio in this case is 10. 6 plus 3 plus 1, 10, gives us 240, right? 1 is units, by the way, so 1 U will be 24. The question is, how many sweets does Cindy have? Cindy has 3 units, so that's 24 times 3, give us 72. That's the answer, right? Now we look at question number 3. Okay, question number 3. So the total mass of Paula and Rita is 103, and for okay, the total mass of Rita and Tina. Okay, so we have Paula, Rita, and Tina. Now, the key thing is here. Wait, so we have another person, Tina. So the key thing is here, if Paula is 4 times as heavy as Tina, that means if Paula is 4 units, Tina will be 1 unit, right? And for you see, the total mass of Paula and Rita is 103 kilograms. So this is a question mark. But what I know is, if I take these two, is 103 kilograms, and Rita and Tina is 61. If I take these two, is 61 kilograms, right? So the question is, what if I were to take 103, take away 61? What am I finding? Right? Anyway, 103 minus 61 equals to 42 kilograms. What is this 42 kilograms? It's actually the difference in weight between Paula and Tina. So in terms of the units, this is 4 and this is 1. What's the difference? So in terms of units, it's actually 4 units, take away 1 unit, that's 3 units. So 3 units is 42 kilograms. Right? Now if I know that 3 units is 42, 1 unit will be equals to 14 kilograms. Right? And the question is, find the average mass of the 3 girls. Now, if I know that one unit is 14 kilogram, let's just double check that, because it looks a little weird. Yep, that's right. For Tina to be only 1 unit. Right, so how heavy is Rita? Rita's weight is equal to 61, take away 14, 47 kilograms. So Rita is 47, Tina is 14. You can also find Paula. Right, what's Paula's weight? Paula is equals to 14 times 4, because it's 4 units. So 14 times 4 equals to 6 kilograms. So we are told to find the average mass of the 3 girls. To find the average mass, so average mass, to find the total, that's 14 plus 47 plus 6 divided by 3. 39 kilograms. Right? So just to summarize again, this is a repeated identity type of questions. There is usually one person who's being repeated in the 2 sets of ratio, and all you have to do is identify who is it, and you will be able to find the answer. That's all.